All right, we are getting into this next game. We're going to see whether or not What Alpha can turn things around against Lana. It was a fairly close game that time. What Alpha started turning things around, and it looks like very similar team comps. Is that the exact same team comp for Lana? I believe it is.
I think it's the same team comp for both sides, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh man, that belief. So these guys believe in their strategies. They think it was all mechanical errors. So that means they're fairly confident in their abilities at this point.
Yep, so hopefully we'll be seeing both of these teams make a couple of little execution tweaks that'll make their play a little bit better and hopefully edge out their opponents. So taking a look at Imani, she's going to try to snipe across the map at the very beginning of the game, taking the 3 times damage. If she waits long enough on the scope. That's a pretty standard build when you're talking about Imani, and afterwards, one of the really popular choices is also to take the, after you land a hit, you get 2 times damage. So it basically stacks really fast. Ooh, Trip putting pressure on Imani really quickly, instantly running away to her team's Margrave.
Yep, slight power game for them that actually put the enemy creature in combat, and those are the minor plays you can make by being an assassin, sneaking around, and actually putting the enemy creatures in combat. They're looking to go for something. Oh my god, going back onto the Imani. This Trip really wants her, but they're doing a really good job of calling out Trip's movements and grouping over to the Imani very quickly.
And even if Trip doesn't kill Imani, the big thing here is that Trip's keeping Imani from sniping. So she's keeping Imani from having that much impact in the poke war. Ooh, a couple of shots from Imani miss. But as you can see, she's right back to poking, and no one can really peek that center side right there, or else Imani's going to get a couple of pot shots at them. Take them pretty low. Both sides have a Vadasi, so it's not that big a deal. But at the same time, if you ever want to engage, that's exactly what you want to do. You want to try to force Imani down from her perch. You want to make sure that she's pressured and make sure that she can't just find some place and shoot endlessly.
Yep, so Trip being put under a lot of pressure. What Alpha doing a good job of keeping the Trip in check. And this Trip's actually got very good map movement, although she really needs to start going in for a sneak play. And they know exactly what Trip wants to do, and they've probably got the Cerberus. Trip is going to find the Imani, starting to do a little bit of damage. She's going to start bringing her down. She will then again just continuously rotate around and look for that pick.
And both teams are really looking for picks. Again, the start of a Canyon match is either full-out aggression because one team maybe has a better team fight comp than the other team, so they want to just go full force, brute force their way in like Margrave and Gnosis, and just try to force a fight as fast as possible, or we're going to see a poke war.
Oh, Trip onto this Charnock. Charnock is going to get a bunch of healing, and Trip is going to be forced to back up again, and the poke war continues.
Yep, the poke war continues, and both Vadasis once again sort of just making sure that the poke war doesn't really go anywhere. And on top of that, I think both sides have summoned a boomer on their center points, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I believe so.
Pretty much.
It looks like it, yes. Both teams have
both sides have a bloomer. Yeah, awesome. So that's also going to help negate the poke war as well. So really both teams, what you want to do right now is try to force the enemy team into a position where they have to get out-rotated, basically. So you want to sort of fake them out, juke them out, find any way where you can make half the team rotate and half the team stay, and then just collapse on that half the team. You want to find a way to make a pick, or alternatively, you can play the patience game, which is exactly what these guys are doing.
Oh,
now.
Trip's gone way too deep. She's going to get hit with all the merchants. She's going to go down. That's going to be What Alpha finally picking up the kill. Trip went way too deep on that one. Lana giving up the first kill of the game. Now they're going to have to regroup and figure out what they're going to do, because now it's a 4v5 situation. Margrave looking to go in. He's going to look probably for the HK. They need to get somebody. Charnock up top. Charnock beat Charnock. They're trying to bring each other down, and it's going to be Lana who picks up the kill onto that Charnock. No, he's actually still alive. He got healed up by his Imani. Out comes an amazing HK ultimate. That Swarm doing so much damage. They did lose their creature. Now Margrave has to retreat. Trip is now here looking for the kills. Things are turning around in Lana's favor as the team fight goes their way. Too many aggressive plays coming in from the side of What Alpha.
And Lana looks like they're in control of this game so far. 3 kills to 1. Look at the power bars. They have the first push as long as none of them die.
Yep.
Imani trying to do as much as she can to save this Bloomer. This is a really premature upgrade. They could get taken down at any moment. Margrave goes in for it. Charnock is taken down extremely low. One more auto attack is going to do it. And now we have Amani trying to take out
Trip
HK.
is right behind them. Trip's going to go in, pick up one. Can she pick up a second one? She's going for the Vidasi. She will get the Vidasi. Charnock is there, but the Bloomers survive. The Bloomers going to heal them up, and they are going to bring down the Trip. The kills are not all in favor of Team Lana, but they might be able to get one more kill. No!
But the Bloomer does go down, so that was a tier 2 creature. That is 1 focus point spent on that creature. That is a really good engagement, but at the same time, if they could have gotten one more kill out of it, that would have been great. But instead, they are advancing, which is really good for them.
Yep, and we're going to see this Trip player look to make some amazing plays again. She did a really good job of going in for wounds last time. We're going to see whether or not she can do it this time.
And we're seeing both, basically what Lana want to do. They want to try to force apart the enemy team. They want to see if they can sneak one person behind to get the room. But with 2 Serbs in the backline, it's going to be really hard to do. They're going to have to force a team fight and hope that the enemy team's not paying attention. I think they've done it once before. That might be the last best of 3, but it's something that is definitely a viable strat. Here comes Trip.
Here goes Trip. She's waiting. She wants to pick the fight on the HK. She's going to draw them over. Does a little bit of damage. Actually gets hit with the daze. That's going to be huge for them. Charnock ultimate going through. Vidasi keeping him alive. Is Margrave going to pick up the kill? No. Charnock is still alive, doing significant damage. The wound, the Guardian is vulnerable, but nobody is going for it. Vidasi trying to help her Charnock on the side of Team What's Alpha bring down the enemy Vidasi. But Trip goes in. She picks up the Amani. She's not going to be able to get past the Margrave, but that's going to be some significant damage being dealt.
Yeah, and again, getting kills at this point helps you build the power for your next push, which is exactly what they're doing. They're already at about half of power bar, and it looks like they're looking for more blood, trying to kill anyone on the escape, but it doesn't look like they can catch up.
Yep, Trip is actually the only remaining member of the enemy team that deep in the base. No, there's a couple of members still sticking around. Trip's going to take some damage.
Amani needs one more shot. She gets it. Amani with the snipe onto HK takes that kill for her team, and now What Alpha is in a pretty good position for this next push, and again, Lana didn't actually take any damage off of that last wound as well.
No, that was a really good defense in by What Alpha. They had the body blocking set up to make things happen. Charnock, now he's looking to land some solid bombs. He needs to catch them when they all group up, which he did an okay job of at the entrance to the enemy Guardian base, but it wasn't really enough. Now Trip looking to link them again with her amazing map movement. For the moment, though, every member from the side of Lana is back up, and What Alpha, they are going to need to make some significant plays to be able to actually get the wound this time.
When the matchups are this close, in terms of team comp, you really have to accentuate the differences, and right now Lana is doing a pretty good job of that. As we saw, Trip is on Amani 90% of the time, making sure that Amani can't really do as much as she would want, and we've seen, I think, 2 kills so far on Amani, but Amani on the other side of the map, they can't quite get there fast enough.
Yeah, Amani's taking a little bit of damage. Trip is keeping her in check. Trip now sneaking off to the side to see whether or not she can actually make a play. And they know exactly where Trip is. They're calling out all of the movements. And for the moment, there is nobody there to back Trip up. But if she draws more than one target back, actually Amani laying in some good snipe damage, dropped Charnock fairly low. Vidasi is going to have to heal him back up. And now they're going to start pressuring in onto the side points. They've actually got Trip way in the back trying to draw some targets back. And now Charnock going to see whether or not they can bring down one of these targets. They've actually got 2. Is it only 2? Yep, no, it's only 2 members here to bring down this baby Cerberus. They should be able to get it if they can commit. There's Roland. Roland's going to come in and back them up. They're going to pick up that monster and start backing out again.
Yeah, and a good mortar might knock one of them back, but a good cleanse by Vidasi is able to keep that. I think that might have been a little bit of a premature swarm from HK. Everyone was already halfway against the wall at that point, and now it looks like they're trying to collapse onto Trip, try to make sure they defend C, but I think Trip might be able to get out with both invisibility and electric slide. There goes the snipes. Can she do it? No, it looks like Trip has gotten out.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult to lock down this Trip, especially with the skilled map movement she's been displaying. So for the moment, neither team has managed to get a wound. I think, though, that What Alpha, when they push forward, they'll do a really good job with their Amani. And since they're locking down the Trip very well and calling out the movements, Amani should be able to do her damage.
And again, the poke war continues. Both of these teams are a lot more passive than we've seen a lot of other teams play in the past. especially considering, again, I would like to see more aggression when one team's behind in terms of power, because being aggressive, taking team fights, that's the way you want to get power. That's the way you can turn a push back into your favor. And the map control is generally going to be the same. Actually, stealing power is another way you can do it, and Trip is doing just that. Let's take a look at Margrave and see if he's able to stop this. There goes the invisibility. He cannot find her one bit.
Yep, Trip gonna have to try and get out now. Jukes away from that Margrave and has actually managed to bait 2 back, so this could be an advantage for her team to start stepping forward.
And we're back to our normal stances for this game. And Trip is actually going behind the caves, going around to see. Let's see if they can catch her out. Looks like she might actually be trying to juke onto it, and just barely clipping the wall there with the mortar.
Yeah, Trip is going to be able to get herself out of trouble. They haven't actually made an aggressive play in a while, and I feel like Lana needs to start looking for a kill. They need to find that pick or get another creature, because right now, what's Alpha is going to be able to group up and shut down their power gain.
Oh, Margrave goes in for it. He's going to be able to lock down Trip for a little bit. Let's see how long that's going to be able to last. Oh, Trip is burning. Trip is burning. One more auto attack might be able to do it from long range. The burn ticks down, and it's not going to be able to kill her. The Bloomer is healing it too much. There goes the Charnock focus.
She's still burning. She needs to get out of there. She's actually still alive, so that play hasn't gone through yet, and Trip is going to make it out of there. That was an amazing amount of movement and some amazing plays there. The bush is starting to go through for What Alpha, and they're going to group up and try and get a wound.
What Alpha's a Monty player doing some work back here, able to take out Charnock in the back line on the Roland as well. One more hit might be able to do it, and we turn to the camera in the middle of the team fight. HK versus HK. Let's see who prevails at this point. HK for What's Alpha.
Oh, it doesn't matter because Trip is there. Trip picks up 1. Trip picks up 2. She's being jumped on by that Margrave, but Margrave is going to not be able to close the gap onto her. And now Amani's sort of waiting off to the side. Roland is dueling it out with her. And it's just Margrave and Amani sort of left up, and they're not going to be able to get much with this push, as there's a lot of shield built up for the side of Lana.
Yep, and Lana, they're probably going to try to focus a lot on defense, and on top of that, What Alpha doesn't really have too many of their members alive. They're just spawning in right now, 3 of them on their way back in, so they're not going to really be able to do anything for this wound. However, they can continue to get map control. One more hit on the Charnock, and Amani gets it again. And he's going for the Roland now. Can he get the kill? No, Roland ducks behind cover, and that's going to be the enemy Guardian being vulnerable. They might have enough time to sneak in a little bit of damage, but I wouldn't commit too much because they can't get the full wound.
Yeah, no, they're not going to really get the full wound. Trip is actually looking for the flank right now. She may just start taking out enemy creatures. That seems like that's what she's going to do. No, she's going to run right into the Charnock. She's going to have to juke away from him because his burns have been very, very effective. Meanwhile, in the enemy base, they've got pretty much everybody there trying to bring down this wound, but it's not going to go through. That's going to be the recovery for Lana. Now they're going to turn in for the team fight. Vidasi goes in for the heal. Charnock doing a lot of damage. He's still alive. I'm surprised that he hasn't been brought down yet, but he's getting through the burns. He doesn't have off his focus. Down he goes, but here comes Trip. She's coming in for the cleanup. Vidasi's the only one still alive. Can they bring her down? No, Charnock has actually shown up, but Trip is here and doing so much damage. That's going to be the team wipe going over to Team Lana.
Yep, but Amani is the only one who might even get out of here, and even that's a rough shot for her. And behind some crates, so she might be okay, but a great team fight by Lana. And again, I think that was a little bit too aggressive by What Alpha. They weren't going to be able to make it to the Guardian in time in order to get the wound. But instead they lost their entire team in that team fight, and now they're on the back foot. They have a lot of ground to gain if they want to get the shield.
Yeah, that was some slightly over-aggressive play. Just the shield is very, very deceptive. Every tick more that the shield goes up is going to be, it's actually percentage. It's not flat. It's not a flat amount of armor, so it's actually percentage armor. But this Amani doing some great damage. HK taking a lot. So is Vidasi. They're very, very low. Gonna get burned down. They're going under the Vidasi with the Margrave. Margrave should be able to pick her up. She's gonna get off some healing, but it's not gonna be enough. Charnock is there. Trip trying to go in for the rotation. It looks like Roland is there as well, trying to bring down anybody he can. He needs one more auto onto that HK, and their Guardian is going to continue to advance. We're going to see whether or not Lana can make the play. They've actually got Trip snuck into the back. Trip's going to go in. Nobody is there to stop her. She's going to start to do some significant damage. Actually, it's going to be the Charnock there, and is Trip going to be able to go in for the wound? She's going to stealth up. There's some damage. She needs a little bit more. Can she get it before she goes down? They're going to get the wound, and that's going to be Trip going in. Can she get out now? Some amazing juke, but I think the burn is gonna bring her down. She's actually still alive. Oh my god, these Trip players.
Oh, and dodging behind the crates a little bit, or the pillars a little bit, and Amani is able to clean her up at the end, and Amani is trying to snipe down the center lane and see if there's anything they can do. Margrave jumps in, they just spawned. Let's see if they can take out Charnock. He's super low. One more auto attack. Oh, the Vidasi's right there to heal him. Great play right there. Margrave goes in.
Does he have the yoke? He's
One
going to use
more
the
auto
focus.
attack. There we go.
So much
HK
damage.
gets him.
I tried.
Silence. Oh man, that's going to be a huge amount of kills going over to the side of... Oh, whoa. That was a huge amount of damage coming in from that Amani. Vidasi is going to be backing her up, and they should be able to start pushing up if they can bring down this Bloomer. Vidasi is the only member up for the side of Team Lana, and now everybody's going to be spawning back in. They're going to lose one creature. That's not the end of the world. They're going to need a really good team fight to stop the next push coming in from the side of What Alpha.
So Lana before was doing a really good job of putting pressure on Amani, but in that engagement, Trip went for the wound, and it's really hard to split between the
Trip.
wound and Amani, so she couldn't do both.
Oh, Trip, she's going in. She's going to get dazed by the HK, but she's doing a lot of damage to him. There's a bit of burn. In comes the Margrave to zone her out. Charnock was there to back her up. Charnock looking for some snipe shots, isn't going to be able to get them off. He's going to get maybe one more auto attack. No, none of it is going to connect, and now it's going to be the defensive play coming in from the side of Lana. They're going to need to either pick an amazing team fight or be ready for the defense.
Yeah, and What Alpha, they look like they're upgrading their Bloomer here in the center of the map. All of them are standing on it. That's going to increase, or that's going to speed up the summoning time, and they're going to be able to get that up no problem. So the next time they decide to team fight here, that's going to make a very big difference. That full heal being huge. Mortar goes out, doesn't quite land on anything, and once again, we're back to the poke war, and Lana are the ones that have to make some aggression happen right now, or alternatively, they could do what they did before, wait until the push has been got, and then go in for the team fight, get the shield, and make sure that the enemy team is responding while the wound is vulnerable.
Indeed, so it looks like Team What's Alpha is going to be able to get the push. They're going to wait it out. Now there's a bit of power there for the shield generation, but they're all rushing in. Everybody's going in towards one point. Is the team from Lana going to be able to do something about this? They've got a little bit of the suppressing fire coming in. Charnock is there as well. Vidasi is going to be healing him up. Charnock looking to press forward. Trip's actually in the middle of the fight. That might have been a little over aggressive by her. She was looking for a single target, and they're going to get zoned out. They're going to be forced to stay in that small choke point. They're going to get the invis out from Vidasi, and the wound hasn't stepped forward. They're pulling everybody back to defend this.
Yep, and we'll see what happens. Hey, there goes the wound. It's going down. Is there anyone close enough to capitalize on it? HK is trying to defend as much as possible. Oh, he's going to get taken down extremely quickly.
So that may have been an insta-wound, but that's about a half health bar, and we're actually already going into the clash. This game has been super, super even. It's gone a really, really long time. Aside from Team Lana, they're going to need to group up, and I think they should probably upgrade some of their creatures because none of them are upgraded.
Yep, and again, this is Clash. Kills are worth double, so both of these teams, even though they were super passive before, I can imagine they'll be even more passive now. Oh, Amani almost takes down Roland. Ooh, one more shot would have done it, but she gets forced out there by a little bit of poke. Thankfully, Vidasi's there to heal her up, and it looks like she's going to try to shoot HK, not quite landing too many shots there, but we're going back to this mid, sort of poking around in mid.
Ooh, Trip taking a lot of damage. She's going to need to get herself out of there before the Margrave shows up. I'm not sure why she's stealthing forward. That's super, super aggressive. She wants this Amani, seeing whether or not she can bring her out. She doesn't manage to get the damage coming out of stealth, so that's going to hurt her power a lot. She gets slowed, use the electric slide to get herself out of there, and that's going to be, again, to the poke wars.
And What Alpha, once again, doing a really good job of protecting Amani. They learned from the first game where Trip was on Amani the entire time, and now they're all ready to rotate, especially Margrave, who can keep Amani, or who can keep Trip locked down and keep Amani safe. So that's something that they're doing really well, and Charnock not quite able to get the range across the entire canyon. So we'll
oh my god, this Trip goes in deep again and doesn't actually go for the double kick, so she's not using the full potential of her CC to make plays. They don't particularly feel confident. Charnock actually is sneaking back behind enemy lines. I'm not sure why he's doing that. Trip is going to run into him. She's going to start doing a lot of damage. The Naga's going to be there to help. They're going to get the kick up. Can they bring him down?
Oh, and it looks like they might be able to. They're saying save the Charnock in chat.
A little bit more damage.
There. Margrave goes in to try to peel for him. Gnosis.
Oh, in goes the Trip. They do pick up the kill.
They got him. and now HK is the one on the run. He's going to see what he can do to get out of here. All of the team is on the run, and let's see.
Oh, did they just find the Imani?
Here
It goes to Margrave! He's going to knock up everybody. Double CC combination, but he's now getting pinched in. They've got the Imani there as well. Charnock steps super far forward, uses the focus, starts getting heals. There's a huge amount of burning. Can't Trip find a target? She's going to find the Vadasi and starts to move around the side of the map, going for the Bloomer. They need a little bit more damage. In goes Roland with the bolos. He needs so much more to bring down this Odin? Oh man, he's gonna get brought down.
And
God,
Lana takes the push just barely, and this is one that they don't necessarily want to go for because they don't have enough manpower for it, and on top of that, it's just there's too much shield on it.
Oh, but is Trip gonna find a target? Can she bring down the HK? She needs one more attack. She's gonna get dazed out. Does manage to pick up the kill. Gonna get healed up by the Vadasi. Dashes away, and now the rest of her team. It's really just Vadasi there, as well as I think HK. No, Vadasi's the only one going for the wound, and they're not gonna be able to get anything off of this team. Lana can't get anything off of this push, and they're gonna lose their Trip.
I can't get out.
And you might be able to hear the teams in the background. They're getting extremely hyped up for this. This is a very close match, and this is the decider to see whether or not Lana is going to take this game 2-0, or take this series 2-0 and head straight to the finals.
It's looking pretty grim for them. What Alpha is turning things around, doing really good jobs by setting up the Imani finally, going in with the Margrave and making good plays, and pretty much a team wipe. No, they do have members up. Charnock is up. HK is up, and so is Roland. I keep mixing up Roland and Odin.
All right, and we're seeing the poke war once again start up, but on the same side, What Alpha looks like they have most of the power bar so far, so it's going to be really hard for them to lose it at this point. They're going to have to lose a pretty big team fight in order to basically give up the push once again. So it looks like this next one's going to be theirs, and at this point, it's just to see if Lana can take the shield off of them, and a lot of that is going to be just finding a pick. And again, it's super hard when you have a team that can rotate on Vadasi if anyone jumps on her, and rotate onto Imani if anyone jumps on her as well. So really tight-knit team, and they might be able to defend themselves in Clash.
Yeah, their team is starting to group up and push forward. Charnock laying in some range damage, and everybody needs to group around the Vadasi. That's really where they're going to need to be able to make their play. And Trip gonna get seen, takes a little bit of damage when she's up in the enemy base. She's actually super far behind, looking for a flank. They've actually got Roland doing damage to this Bloomer. If he can bring this down, that's gonna be a huge advantage going over to the side of Team Lana, and just need a little bit more damage. The push is gonna be coming in for White Alpha soon, so bringing that down is gonna be super useful for them. They need to actually pull everybody back. They've got Trip bringing down another monster. She's gonna start using the electric slide to get herself out of trouble. And here comes the push, so it's gonna need to be a huge defense coming in from Lana.
It really is going to be. Here comes the Guardian, only half of the bar up for the shield, and Imani is sitting here sniping at it. She might have to reposition, actually. This could be one moment for Trip to get onto her and do anything possible, but she found a spot. That's going to be 1, 2, 3 attacks, and Imani takes the wound. She's going to have to try to get out, however. Does not have a lot of mobility. The invisibility is going to help her out a little bit.
Is he going to get one? He picked up the Charnock. This could be a turnaround for Lana. They've got their Trip in the back line doing damage. Charnock is starting to bring down the tanks who had stepped forward. They need to get everybody there to be able to pick up something, and that's going to be a good electric field by Trip.
And Lana took the C point, and they almost took the A point as well, and that's huge coming into the Clash, especially since you cannot re-summon creatures in Clash. So I think what Alpha actually ended up overcommitting a little bit to some of these fights, spreading out and trying to pick off the very last kills at the end of the team fight, and they didn't realize that their C was being taken.
Yeah, if they aren't able to win the next team fight, that's going to be really bad for them, as the passive power generation is going to give them a huge advantage. Trip looking for some vision, is going to go in. Can she bring down the Imani? She's actually going to hit with a tornado. Instantly electric slides away, but she's going to get stunned down, and Trip is going to fall. What Alpha finally picking up some advantages.
Yep, and now Charnock is the one getting attacked. Margrave goes in for it. A nice detonate away, but he is deep in the enemy lines right now. Oh, he might be able to get one return kill, but no, HK takes it at the very end. They are pretty low, however, they gotta watch out. HK is one auto attack away from dying. There goes the Kobe, it's too far. Does not quite land on HK.
Yeah, but the power gauges are still pretty even. This could be the turnaround for What Alpha. Lana, they have the health bars pretty low, but both teams have got Vadasis, and everybody's getting healed back up again. So a great play there to bring down the Trip, who was aggressing forward.
And we see once again both teams playing passively, and in the end, that benefits Lana because they again have the passive power generation. However, there is one upgraded creature on the side of what Alpha, so that might even it out a little bit. So it's really going to come down to whoever gets the next kill might be able to get the push. Ooh, nice mortar in from Lana's HK, but it doesn't quite kill anyone. Vidasi's right here ready to heal him back up.
Yeah, they're going to need to bring down the Vidasi first. The Vidasi or the Imani, either burst through or pick them up. That's going to be a little bit of damage coming in from the Charnock. Charnock throwing out some very, very good fireballs. Really, they got to bring down this Vidasi. Vidasi is going to be key. Trip looking for a little bit of a flank. She's going to juke away. They need to go in for this. This could be huge. Out comes the ultimates from the Charnock. They need a lot more damage here to pick up anything. Roland is in there, but all of his damage is being blocked out by the shield. And oh my god, the Vidasi goes down. That's going to be huge. Trip may now actually be able to go in for something. And they've got Roland there as well with an amazing bolo. He needs some damage. He's getting healed up by his Vidasi. In comes the Margrave. They do pick up one. Trip, she's going to need to make an amazing play. Trip is still there. It's not over. Trip's going to go for the Margrave. She picks him up. Needs to get on top of the HK. They need to stop HK from getting anything off of this push. HK goes forward. Trip is right behind him. Trip needs to go in before HK can get this wound.
Yeah, and they have the full shield, so it's going to take a while for him to do it. Both HK and Imani just hammering on it the entire time. Trip is trying to kill HK. She's on the wrong level, and there we go. She's just barely going to try to take him down. Couple more auto attacks. There comes the spawns. There's the swarm. They're not going to be able to take it.
Imani, get out of there. She's got to get kicked up. Trip picks up the kill. That's the defense for Lana.
Lana is able to defend it. It's going to be a really tough game for them to get back into, however. They need to upgrade their back points, get more passive regeneration, but they do have the nice push in their in the near future for them.
Oh, Trip. Don't go there, Trip. Oh, Trip gets hit with the rocket. That's going to be a really well-placed mortar coming in from What Alpha. And now this is all down to the next two pushes. Lana needs 2 team wipes. Trip getting hit by the tornadoes. Griffin is overpowered. Trip is going to need to be very, very careful. But Charnock is going in. He uses the focus. He's got a lot of AoE damage there. But the Vidasi is still alive. The Vidasi is there. The Charnock makes the play. They need to get Roland and HK out of there. They're going to continue to back up. But the burning is real. Charnock goes in. That's going to be the team wipe.
Oh my god, too aggressive, and now Roland might go down too. The slow from HK's auto attacks, they take it, they get the power advantage too, and they're going to be able to take out this D point as well. A little bit too aggressive right there from Lana, and they weren't able to take out that Cerberus in the back as either, so that's going to be another push on the way for What Alpha. It looks like they're going to be able to get the next push, and it might be game depending on how many of them survive after this. They're stealing power. They want to make sure they close off this push, and
the entire team is coming in. The push is there, but if they get team wiped again, it's going to be really, really bad for them. Trip looking for somebody. Everybody from the side of What Alpha backing up. They're going in. They pick up the kill!
They bring it back to 1-1 in this best of 3 series to determine the second finalist in the PAX East tournament.